Hey everyone, it's your girl Ashley Tiffaney, and you're tuning into WCCR 590 AM The One, and this is Stay On Radio. And my special guest today is Ice. Thank you for coming in today.
All right.
And big shout outs to Leroy Brown for putting this whole interview together.
Definitely.
And this is brought to you by Dreams to Reality. So why did you decide to come out with a book? Why big?
It was really for me to, one of the parts, like when you in prison or whatever, the way these people that come from those upstate environments and communities, the way they think of us is they think we're all just bad and poor and we the worst people on earth. And sometimes the way some of us act in prison, I can see why they think that. But I just wanted the world to understand that it's reasons from our situations, the hand that we're dealt, that we have to break the law. That we feel that we have to break the law sometimes. We don't have to do it, but we feel that we have to do it. When you go to, in America, they tell you to have all these nice things, and if you don't have them, like they frown upon you.
Yeah.
But everyone don't have the means to get it and don't have the understanding of how they have to go about getting it. So the thing they know is streets. And they look towards that to get these things that the government and the world and the television and the media is telling you, if you don't have this, that you're nobody. So, a lot of people be misguided and go for it the best way they know. And I just want them to have an understanding that it's not all about that everyone's ignorant and everyone's wants to just kill each other. I want them to have an understanding and look inside our life and understand why we do what we do. It's bad things that need to be done to get to what people want, but it's a lot of things with it. It's not just that we just all come from bad households and we're all ignorant to stuff. So I felt I had the time to express my feelings of why, and make people understand that this ain't the only way you got to go, that you could go. So there's other things you could do to get to the same stuff, though.
Right. Okay, I respect that. So you grew up in Ravenswood and Far Rockaway as well in the summertime. So I went to school in LIC actually.
Really?
Yeah, Long Island City High School. I
Oh,
graduated
okay.
in 2013, and I know the area kind of
That's the
Queensbridge.
new LIC.
Yeah, the new LIC.
Okay.
It's not bad anymore.
That's right.
It's like, it's really not bad over there anymore. And like Queensbridge is still like a lot of crimes, but not as much as the 90s. So can you explain like how you explained in your book a little more, like growing up in those areas in the 90s? Like, how was it? Like, was it like really bad where it was like crime every day, like someone?
Yeah, it's really bad. No, I mean, it was bad. I mean, I guess when you grow up in that environment, it doesn't affect you as much. But when I step outside the environment and I speak to certain people, things that we take for granted, like shootings, it's second nature to us, and fightings and shootings and things. But now the things I see people getting in a lot of trouble for, these things we weren't getting in trouble for. Like when we was in school and the schools when we was young, it wasn't a big deal for a kid to have a fist fight with another kid. And now it's like they're cuffing these kids and putting them in jail and starting them on a bad path, letting them they teach them the wrong thing. Like you cuff a kid at 13, 12 years old, he goes to jail, he gets right out, but he's still in the back of his head feel like, I can handle this. But it's not really, you're not really going through nothing yet, but you making them feel like, this is nothing to me, so I'll do more crime and stuff like that. It's just the way they handle kids now. They start them off, let them just see, being handcuffed and arrested at these young ages, and it gives these kids, sometimes it makes these kids feel like, I can handle this, I'm tough, you know what I'm saying? It sends the wrong message, even though they're trying to send one message, but it end up sending the wrong message. So, when I was growing up, it was nothing for kids to fight and, it'd be over with or whatever like that. But as we got older, we was just, my experience is that I just wanted to be one of the tough kids, I didn't have to do a lot of things I've done, but you want to keep up. I'm competitive, so when we went from sports to violence to whatever, I just wanted to be the guy that people looked at like he was macho or he was the tough guy.
He was definitely tough, but you was an A student in middle school, in elementary school.
Exactly.
So what happened? Like, what was the crossover from you, like, that you wanted to start like hustling and becoming like more tough?
I just know how to if I'm in school, I'm gonna do what I need to do. First of all, my parents were strict. I'm gonna do the school thing. And I'm gonna do it right. Or I'm gonna be punished. I'm gonna be beat. You know, like I said, like even now with a parent hit their kids, how they get in trouble for that. I think that helped me stay on the path as far as like finishing school and staying focused and appreciating. Like I could appreciate things that young adults do that's positive, and a lot of kids can't do that. They don't do it. Like I appreciate what you're doing. Like you as a black woman hosting a radio show in your college and stuff. And these are things I regret that I didn't go to college and stuff like that. Because I had a whole group of positive people in my life as well, but my friends were bad. And this is what we was doing.
You named a lot of friends.
We was bad. So, but when I wasn't with them, I knew what I had to do. So that's how it was. It's just two different worlds you living in when you in those environments.
Okay. Do you feel like not having your father in your life as much affected you in a way to go do bad things? Because you said on page 34 that he's the reason why you drink a lot, like your alcoholism comes from him. So do you think that you started going on like not a wrong path, but a different path because he wasn't in your life like that?
Nah, when I say that alcoholism is because that's an addiction. That's something that's hereditary as far as alcohol and stuff like that. So I mean that whole side of my family. That's where that gene comes in.
Okay.
But I'm not one to point fingers to make excuses for myself, so I don't blame him not being there for me being bad. Because my father, he worked. Like, my father was a working man, went to work every day, took care of the family until, the drinking problem, it broke up the family. But as far as if I followed what he did, he was a disciplined, like he was real disciplined with me. And he went to work every day, came home to his wife. We had a family for a little while.
Yeah.
So I don't blame him for me because I had other role models in my life, my teachers and my basketball coaches, and I don't like to make an excuse for that. Some people do, but I just don't blame.
Yeah, nobody. A lot of people be like, I didn't have a father in my life, so.
I'm not with that.
Okay, so all your choices came from you. Okay.
Exactly.
So some of your friends that you mentioned in your book that I wrote down about Johnny, Ocean, Ill Will, Manolo, and Big D. Big D had like a big impact on your life. Yeah. Like, can you tell a little like a summary about him for the people that didn't read your book yet?
Yeah.
Like how?
Yeah.
And when did you meet him?
Well, I met him probably
before you started high school, because you went to Queens Vocational.
Yeah,
right?
before I started high school.
Okay.
Probably when I was in junior high school, probably about to go to high school or something like that.
And he was like one of your role models in your life?
No, we just became close because we kind of clicked. Like when I first met him, I didn't really care for him, like, because he couldn't play basketball. We was playing basketball. He was big and doofy, but he was a big guy, but he wasn't good. So like, why we play? But my friend Joe was like, yo, just let him play. But then after the end of the game, he showed the drugs he had.
Yeah.
And Joe was like, oh, we could make some money off of that because the dog was from the Bronx. So what he had was like way bigger than what they was selling in Queens at the time. I wasn't hustling. I wasn't selling no drugs at the time.
When did you start to?
Probably at this point. At this point when he came around, and at this point I used to probably just do little robberies, not no old ladies or nothing like that, but that's just what, and it's crazy as I think about it because it's not nothing to be proud of, it's just that was just the way we lived, it was just that simple. This is what we do. We want to get things for ourselves. But Don, he was real, he was real giving. He always looked out for me. And in ways that other people didn't. Not saying that no one was close to me, but the way he looked out for me was just like.
He was way older than you?
He was about 3 years older than me. Okay. He was kind of ahead of his time when I met him. He was young, but he was already doing things that, that was a little more mature. Like he had access to a lot of things that I didn't have access to. And he was also like young. He was a hustler that was hustling for himself at the time. A lot of young hustlers always took work from other people and stuff like that. So, but what really impressed me with him was that the things he used to do for me, and it was always without wanting anything in return, just looking out for me. You know what I'm saying? Like never trying to grandstand on me if he do something for me or whatever. And that I really took a liking to that and things that I used to get in trouble for other things. He used to always be in support of like, yo, he needs some bail money here, you know, and that made me really like him. So, you know, when we went through what we went through later on, it was really devastating to me, you know.
Right.
But, you know, anything's expected. And this was the point I was trying to make in the book, because in the beginning of the book, as I speak about him, like, you see how much of an impact he had on me. So later on in the book, when you see that they come and rob me and do the things they did, that goes to show people, like, this life ain't for people to just take, like, oh, I could do this and make some money. Because, you know, it could destroy you in a lot of ways, you know. A lot of ways, you know, it destroyed me as far as my trust in certain people. You know, it destroyed that on how I trusted people. It destroyed, you know, a friendship that I thought that was unbreakable, you know. And, you know, and I could have got killed, period. Like, point. Not only could I got killed, but I could have got two of my friends killed that was with me. And, you know, the girl Tiffaney that was in the house with me, like, to this day, I always be telling her, like, yo, you know, sorry for what happened. She'd be like, you know, she knows it's her, she was there for whatever reason. And but it's just like, a lot of people could have got killed in that incident. And so it's nothing to really joke about, as far as, like, for kids to understand, like, yo, this ain't for everybody. Everybody's not going to be here to be able to talk to you after they experience the things that I experienced, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Wow, that's crazy. So, okay, that was like the time you went to Queens Vocational when you met him.
Before I went there.
Wait, before you went there, middle school. So when did you decide, like, you wanted to hustle? Like, what was your dreams growing up? Like, did you want to be a basketball player, or you always had in mind that you was going to go, like, a different route? Like, did you ever think about being a lawyer or a doctor?
It's crazy, because I think that was part of my problem. I think I never was too passionate about anything. I just was like, oh, we playing ball.
You was passionate about something.
I mean, until I got addicted to wanting money. Nas, we went to school together. You know, me and Nas, we the same age, so we went to school together. And
you knew L well too.
Will was like the rowdy guy in Nas' crew, but he went to Queensville with me. So that's how we knew each other from the street, but then we went to school together, so we was doing the robbery thing and everything like that. And me and Will was real cool up until the day he got killed, you know. And when I saw Nas, and when I first came home from jail, and we was talking, and he was like, yo, man, you brought Will's name back to life. Like, you gave him you know, Nas always shout out Will, but nobody really know what Will was about and what Will did. So I gave people a little look at, you know, into who this guy was, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he was a funny guy, but he was in the street, you know, and Nas appreciated that, you know, that I did that, because, you know, he mentioned him here and there, and that's his man. Yeah. But it just gave another viewpoint on who Will was, so he appreciated that, so that was cool too.
Yeah. How did you feel like when he passed away?
Well, when Will died, it was back then. That was like it was regular. I mean, so many of our friends. I was about to say, how many friends you lost. Yeah, and with Will, it was crazy, because it was over something very stupid of how he get killed. You know, over like smacking a girl. Like, she popped his chain, I believe, and he smacked her, and she's like, all right, I'll be back. And she went, got some dudes and from the Bronx, and they came through the block, and I guess somehow they might have known it was Will, but they wasn't sure. They like, yo, you Will? He's like, nah, I ain't Will. And he turned to walk away, and they just shot him in the back. Wow. And, you know, it was crazy, because Cormega, my man Cormega, that used to be with Nas, he got locked up for his robbery at the time. And when them kids got arrested, they all ended up in arraignment. Like, we was sitting there waiting for Mega to come out for his arraignment for his case, and we saw these kids come out. So I'm like, oh, it's gonna be, you know, like, we was trying to let Mega know, so whatever, they could get it popping in the back or whatever, like, you know, because Will, everybody liked Will, you know. These kids from the Bronx, they did that. So, you know, they ended up, the girl got arrested too. Like, you know, she should have left it alone. She ended up telling on the guys that did it. So, you know, people doing things without thinking, and that's the stupid stuff that happened in the street. Like, she run and go get these guys. They do it. They get away. Nobody know who they are, but they know, the police knew she had an incident with them, and they pressed her. She told. She got charged with murder too, and she ended up telling on them, and everybody went down. So, you know, this is the type of idiotic stuff that be going on around the way or whatever.
Did your mother know that you was hustling? Because I remember a part of the book, you was holding Ocean's money, and she came up to you and was like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
She thought it was a lot of money, but it wasn't.
Right,
you said it wasn't.
Right.
And then you actually went to Ocean's house with her.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
was she really mad? Was she mad?
She was mad, but I think she thought at the time, like back then, I didn't start drinking or nothing until I was like 19. So this was probably when we was like 16 or something, or 15 maybe. We might have been 15 at the time. So she was kind of like accusing me of like, you high? Like, what's wrong with you? And that infuriated me because I didn't do nothing. You know, I was just play sports. I might go out and to a little bit, but I wasn't really doing that yet. Like, I probably just was probably like 15. I probably was just starting or something like that. So I was just mad that she was like accusing me of something. But my mother don't play. Like, you know, this ain't yours money. Who money is it? and I was like, it's Ocean money. And we had to go down in his house. It was crazy.
Oh,
he was mad at me for a long time for that.
Who did you listen to growing up?
Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, Mobb Deep, CNN. Those is like all the Queens guys from out of the way, like CNN, Mobb Deep, Nas, Mega, Foxy. I loved her when she came out. Whoever was really.
Was you more of a? Well, you from New York, but was you more of the East Coast side,
Definitely.
or you didn't mess with like Tupac or Snoop Dogg?
No.
What?
No.
I love Snoop Dogg. The Chronic album, Drake. What?
I wasn't. I'm a very East Coast dude.
Yeah.
Really, New York City. You can't get past Philly with me. I mean, now like I'm a Rick Ross fan.
Oh,
he
he's big.
He got the the Biggie flow.
Mm-hmm.
The Meek.
You don't like him after that Drake thing?
I like songs he made, but I can't listen to his voice for a whole album or nothing like that.
Okay.
I can't go with that. But there's always something like Beanie Siegel. I'm big on Beanie Siegel.
Oh, okay.
That's my guy. But I'm
you like Freeway?
I like songs he made. I mean, he got a song that I could never take off, that Rock the Mic. I could never turn that off. So, but yeah, I'm really a New York City type of dude, man.
Okay. Name your top 5. Dead or alive, either or. You can mix it up. Who's your top 5?
No, mine besides Biggie's probably a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, you can put him in there. You can put Biggie in there.
I gotta go with Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie. Who else I would go with?
Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie. Warning is my favorite song by Biggie.
If I go with somebody like now, I'm big on Pusha T right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm big on Pusha T. And I'm not gonna say
Beanie.
Who?
Beanie.
Oh, Beanie C. Yeah, Beanie. Yeah, Beanie.
Okay.
You know who else though I like as a lyricist though? Prodigy, man.
Oh, of course.
Prodigy is really.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a group, but Prodigy he'd kill you to death on his songs, man. Nobody's killing you like Prodigy on his song. And he ain't one of my favorite people.
You don't like DMX?
No. I mean, no, I like DMX, but he ain't in my top 5.
Oh, okay. I know.
I mean, it's too many people there.
Yeah, it's too many people. I can't. My top 5, I don't even know. I'm a big Nas fan, though. Nas, I told you. Killer Cam. I like Jay. Biggie.
Cam's in your top 5?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
because he's funny to me. Like, no, he's great. I like it.
He's funny to me.
No, but no. Back to you now. Did you ever have in the back of your mind or ever thought about going into the music business world when you seen some of your friends?
But like I said,
getting out there.
Yeah, like I said in the book, I do feel like I missed I missed something, because I mean back then in the '90s, it wasn't as profitable as it became, So, they was doing music and everything, but they wasn't having money like that,
Yeah.
And my thing was to have money, so I wasn't. I think, I feel like as I watch, I'm like, damn, look where it went, so, and now they got a lot of money, and now there's so many opportunities that is open for them. But I didn't know how to rap. So
yeah, not rapping wise. You could have been behind the scenes or something, like
you know one
manager
thing,
or something.
Nah, you're right.
Yeah.
But around our way, one thing about us.
But hold on, you did say you like writing, but actual writing,
Yeah,
not
writing.
poetry.
Nah,
okay, like writing,
yeah.
just storytelling.
But the one thing about around Long Island City, it was like it was so competitive that guys wasn't really trying to help each other out because there was so many people that was having record deals, and it was like it was every man for themselves a little bit, like every crew for themselves. It's unlike
Are you talking about Long Island City,
like
in
Queensbridge and Ravenswood, and because like
who
left at the time.
Yeah.
At the time, Mobb Deep had a deal. Tragedy had a deal. Capone Noriega had a deal.
Okay.
Rapper Noid had a deal. Nas,
Mega.
Cormega. The dudes that was down with, who's the guy that made this? Baby Sham, the guy that he made the song with Busta and Mariah. It probably was like 6 or 7, 8 people or crews that had record deals that really had deals with major labels. So it was kind of like
Screwball.
it was like every man for themselves. So it wasn't like how when Wu-Tang came out, everybody was like, the whole Wu came out. It was like the whole Staten Island came at you and they was together and they was making sure everybody eat. And even when Foxy came out and she got down with the firm, but like Foxy, I commend her because she was like the only one out of all the people that I seen at the time, and when she was going around with all of us, with me, her, Mega and everybody, and Nas and everything, she seemed to me that all her friends that she had from Brooklyn with her, I used to go later on, even when she wasn't out, and this guy was an A&R at this company, this guy was a manager or road manager, like she got her people jobs in companies, It wasn't like that. You know what it was though? A lot of people in our circle, in our community, everybody wanted to be in the front line. Everybody wanted to be that entertainer. They wanted to be that. So maybe some of them missed their shot, but I'm not one to keep asking somebody like, yo, let's do this, let's do that. Yeah. I'm not like that. Like, I'm going to go do what I need to do for me. So
you was already good.
Right.
At that time.
Right,
definitely.
Okay. Definitely.
So, yeah, he was...
Yeah, at one point, I was doing better than all of them. Period. All of them. So even now, like Nas, we speak and he's like, he loves the book. So he's just busy. He got a lot of things to do. So I don't hold him to nothing. But hopefully he gets around to doing some of the things he said he wanted to do with the book, and hopefully he do. If he don't, he don't though. Yeah. But I just I'm glad that everyone took a liking to the book the way I wanted them to take a liking to it, and and the more the people that read the second part, that's what that catch on to the second part is the thing I like more, because that it's really, the first part, we talking violence and everything, but then the second part when I'm explaining to you why this violence had to take place, I want people to be able to appreciate that. I don't want them to just think that I'm out here trying to, glamorize this life. But some people get it wrong. But like I said, no one's gonna probably everyone's not gonna understand what the message you're trying to get across. So it is what it is.
And I commend you for that. You was actually like what I hear in songs or something. You was actually living that life, and you dealt with like a lot of issues, but you got through it. You had to go to jail, but it's something that now you're just not a better person, but you overcame like a lot of obstacles, and you can really like teach someone or tell them, like you can give your life example and tell them like, yo, they can make better choices in life.
You're right, and I try to make it my business now though, like not to give out.
You have a son, so.
My son. Yeah, I have a son, and my son never.
Did you ever tell him like he knows your past now, but
he knows now, but he never knew. My son never knew I hustled or nothing, because my son
graduated from St. John's University. Yeah, that's great.
He works on Wall Street now.
Wow, that's amazing.
When I told him I had to go to prison, and I'm trying to make a joke out of it, and he's like, funny. Like, he never experienced nothing as far as, like, he grew up in Yonkers. So he didn't really experience no police brutality, no nothing. Like, he's the square. But he's the square that I love because this is he made it to he made everything I do worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's worth it. Like he didn't have to go through nothing. None of the experiences I had to go through, and now he's grown. He has his career going, and that's what I wanted. You know, if he became a kid on the street that had to go through everything I had to go through, then to me, I'd have failed. I can't say that I did all this for X, Y, and Z, and then my child is running around doing the same thing I did. You know.